Hi, everyone. My name is Jillian Sitjar, and I'm the Director of Higher Education Partnerships at Schoolhouse Connection. I'm here with Danielle Sullivan, a Financial Aid Advising Supervisor at Johnson County Community College in Kansas.
Hi, Jillian. Thank you so much for having me.
The 23-24 FAFSA is available now, and there are some new and exciting changes for homeless and foster youth. We also know that many of our students might not have been identified as homeless in high school, or they might not have used a shelter or received services from a homeless program. And so, if that's the case, what responsibility does a financial aid administrator have?
Under these new rules, financial aid administrators must make that unaccompanied homeless youth determination for the student based on either a documented interview with them or a written statement from the student. Schoolhouse Connection has a really wonderful template for a documented interview. So if you're a financial aid administrator out there and you're thinking, I would really love to have this resource, they have a really great interview out there for you to look at to use as a template. The link will be below, but if you go to their webpage, it's on their FAFSA page.
So, with all these new changes, how are you informing your homeless and foster youth about all these upcoming changes on the FAFSA?
So, Johnson County Community College has very strong partnerships within our community. Ashley Jost is in charge of our outreach and scholarships at my institution, and she's spent many years conducting financial aid nights and other events at our local high schools and really being that point of contact for our high school guidance counselors and our other college access professionals. However, last year I really felt that with all of these changes, we could benefit from having someone in the financial aid office take on a larger role with this group of students. Laura Harris, she is one of our financial aid coordinators. She has a really strong passion for helping disadvantaged students. So I felt that she was the perfect person to take on this additional role, and she happily accepted. So we announced this to our local high schools that Laura was Johnson County Community College's new homeless student liaison. We then announced this news to our campus partners through an internal information center, and we've received so much positive feedback from both our community and campus partners. After the email initially was sent out, Laura was almost bombarded with all this positive feedback from folks thanking her for filling this necessary void within our community. And then she is always requested to meet with folks and kind of go through what options are available to students. So we've really kind of bridged a gap, I feel like, in our community. So, to notify students of these changes, Laura conducts weekly outreach to students who indicate on their FAFSA that they are homeless or at risk of being homeless. They each receive a personal email from her with guidance and advice on the process, and she also makes phone calls as well. And because our campus lacks on campus housing, we have special challenges to help these students find resources at the college level. So we partner very closely with our Student Basic Needs Center, which provides students with many layers of assistance like food assistance, clothing, housing, and also applying for benefits.
Really, just the last question I have for you is what advice do you have for other financial aid administrators who are implementing some of these new provisions?
My biggest takeaway is that the Department of Education's federal student aid, they become way more flexible regarding students in homeless situations, and schools really need to follow suit. Schools need to do what they can to minimize the burden homeless students face trying to document their situation. So I encourage all financial aid administrators out there to please carefully read through that Dear Colleague letter. It's really clearly outlined what items we must now accept and the flexibilities that we have when students are not able to get paper documentation or a third party to vouch for them. So we really need to minimize the number of hoops a student must jump through, and we need to reach out to these students to make sure they know the ways in which their schools can support them through their educational journey.
Amazing, Danielle. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.